Hello, I'm Pastor Alfreda Deas-Potts, and this presentation is about a women's empowerment group I lead called Sister Circle. My experience in leading groups is not that extensive. However, I have led Bible studies, Narcotics Anonymous, 12-step groups, and have facilitated other women's enrichment groups. This group, however, was just recently established as a closed women's support group. We originally connected at Open Discussion Narcotics Anonymous meetings through sharing our like experiences as recovering drug addicts. We then identified the need to establish a more intimate setting to discuss personal issues we experience as recovering women. We have been voluntarily meeting bi-weekly for 3 months now. The group has now evolved into a sisterhood, of which strong bonds have been established between our attendees. The general purpose of our group is to encourage and empower each other through love, compassion, friendship support, and sharing real-life experiences to collectively address our issues. The setting of Sister Circle is a meeting for 2 hours bi-weekly on the first and third Saturday of each month from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. My co-chair in Columbia, South Carolina, hosts in the Columbia area because we have sisters from Columbia and Charleston, South Carolina. And on the first Saturdays, I host at my home in Charleston. So our last meeting, which was held on December 1st at my home, we had 12 of our 15 members in attendance for the meeting. I intentionally used some of the techniques that I learned in this course. We opened in our normal way. I didn't veer from our normal and usual way of opening our sessions, and that's with a motivational reading and a recommitment statement of why we are here. This is a formal, collective reciting of my sister, my friend, my freedom. This is followed with hugging. This is our way of making that personal, touching bond with each other to warm up for the session. But this time, I did something a little different. I did the here and not here round as a check-in technique. Now, this was normally what we would do is to have a sister open just by sharing where she was and what she was feeling. And typically, that person's comments would open discussion with others building from that person's comments. Well, by doing the here, not here round, I had the opportunity to choose a person to start the session. I made the selection based on the members who said they were not here. Now, there were 2 who responded not here, but I recognized that one sister looked real sad and truly disconnected from the group today. So I selected her by saying, "Janice, you're typically real happy and joyful at our session. Is there something going on that you want to share with the meeting today?" And she immediately began to share that she had just had a huge argument with her husband. Now, I won't go into detail of the exact nature of what she talked about, because remember, we have a sister code of confidentiality that I won't break even with anonymity in this presentation. But I will share that each sister had experience to share with her, offering comforting words of encouragement, and we just loved up on her, assuring her that we are here to support her. So if I had to assess my performance in leading this group session, I would give myself an A+. The goal of the group session is to provide a safe and therapeutic atmosphere to share woman-to-woman feelings about relationships with our spouses, partners, co-workers, and associates as it relates to our addictive personality, behaviors, and experiences. The primary goal is not to fix the issue, but to release thoughts, emotions, and feelings with people who genuinely understand and care, and take a deeper look at what motivates our actions and our reactions and our behaviors so that we can better cope with our issues. No harmfully critical or clinical evaluations are permitted. In this session, I had to steer the conversation toward specific concerns that Janice had. Participants were encouraged to only share like experience and what they would do to help them through their situation. I was open to allow each woman to share as intensely as needed, but I did have to compassionately cut off some of our long-winded sharing sisters and prompt for specific issues that they were trying to convey. I also used eye contact to scan the room to move forward or encourage others' participation at my discretion. What I truly love about this group is how they honor my leadership intentions and willingly follow my interaction guidance. About 30 minutes into closing the session, I chose from our inspirational literature a chapter to read as additional content. This dealt with marital relationships. We normally use the book to develop our discussion topic, but today I found the need to close the meeting with motivational literature guidance. The ladies were nodding their heads as each person was allowed to read a portion of the literature to show that they were really getting some benefits out of what we were reading. We closed, as always, by asking each sister to share what they got out of the session today. So, in conclusion, the greatest benefit of Sister Circle is that genuine friendship bonds have been developed from this group session. Women who once found it hard to trust other women have now gained the ability to open up and be honest with each sister. My takeaway from this session is that our primary purpose was fulfilled. The women left feeling empowered, built through loyalty and supporting each other through crisis, and genuinely celebrating each other's successes. The women expressed, too, that by releasing thoughts and feelings in this session, they felt more equipped to deal with their spouse, co-workers, and societal relationship issues without aggression. So, we will be able to focus on what changes we can make in our perceptions and attitudes and behaviors, and we thank God for this wonderful vessel for social interaction and relational bond.